Hey, it's just so Trish, and it is week 25 of our homeschool year. Yes, the first week of our last trimester of homeschooling. So here we go. Okay, so I took the week off, and I needed that. I mean, the kids didn't feel like they took the week off. It felt like minor work. And I had them work through some stuff. But I kind of really spent the time recalibrating and figuring out how to go about our year. And how I'm going to plan it, and how I'm going to use my planner, and how I'm going to do everything. So, it was good. It made me really rethink a lot of different things. I don't have all of my curriculum changes here yet. But I will be doing a video sometime this week of how we are progressing through the rest of the year in the curriculum we're using, since we are not using the same curriculum we started with. So, yeah. Alright, so one of the things I've been working on, Miss Mahogany, I love her. She's just a doll. Oh my goodness, she's a doll. Anyways, she keeps talking about using Google Drive for her planner, and I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Because, I mean, essentially it's a cloud, and you can put documents in there, and I'm like, what do you type up documents, save them to the drive? I don't get it. Well, I spent a little time in there and realized I can actually go and create documents in Google Drive and make them. So instead of running through a big planner, I actually decided to make a file in my Google Drive and put in there kind of an overview. So I did like an overview of like our family studies. I did an overview of per child. I did an overview of just to kind of have an idea of where we're going. Because that's one of the things I like to do. I really want to plan out and lay out. But when I get detailed planning, it doesn't ever follow through that way. So I kind of need to sketch out what we're doing and see where we're going. And then I can go and really kind of plan my week out. So I did that. And then I created a folder where I have my overview, and in the folder I have a folder for each kid. And I just made a Word document, or a Google Drive Word document, and laid out the week. Which you're like, okay, great, big deal. I'm doing this for a couple reasons, and I'll tell you why, of course. I did that, and the nice part is I can kind of copy and paste it, so I'm not reinventing the wheel each week, which is nice. And I'm planning by the week, so if I seen that we didn't get done with, that child didn't get done in math in this section, we can just pull it over. So not a big deal. Okay, so this is what my overview looks like. And this is just for the last trimester, and if this goes great, I'm only planning out by trimester. We are using the easy peasy history and science. So, all I did was I went through, and if you go on her printables on the website, there is this laid out. So it tells you like what you're studying by day. Same thing with biology. So all I did was retype them, so I have an idea of like what days we're covering. That doesn't mean that we're going to do one day 26 and one day 27. We might do all of this in a brief way for the week. And one day we might do it each day. We might span whatever fits we're doing. I'm just saying I want to cover these sections during that week somehow, some way. And not get myself in a pickle about it. Because I can get myself in a pickle about it. Oh yeah, I'm trending. There's a new trend. Let's hashtag bed hair. I think I'm going to hashtag that. I think that's going to be my hashtag, bed hair. The girls are like, you are so trendy at church. You know, at church, little tweens. Miss Trish, your hair is so cool. How do you get it to do that? I'm like, honey, this style is called bedhead. But it's 3 in the afternoon. I go, I know. I'm still wearing it. Anyways, I digress. Okay, so I did that, and I'm keeping it in that mentality instead of being so legalistic, because I'm kind of legalistic in my homeschooling ways. I'm trying to let that go. Alright, I did the same. The babies. I did the same thing for the science, so then I have an idea of what we're covering, so if I want to collect anything as we go. And, you know, again, just writing the days so I know what days it's being covered. And then I'm using Language Works, Introductory to Language Works. I believe I did a video on that. If I haven't, I'll get it posted. So I'll leave a link right here to what that is. But we are doing that as a family. And so I'm only covering about 3 to 4 lessons per week. And it has copy work. It has narratives. It's very Charlotte Mason happy. And I really have been brainstorming. I've kind of been looking at it as like an overall grammar curriculum. But the reality is it really runs into writing. Because they're doing a narrative. They are doing their copy work. They are doing dictation. And they are doing their own original sentence. So it's very light. So we're doing that all. And I'm kind of looking at that as my overall writing program for elementary. So we're doing that. The other one we're doing is Picture Smart Bible. So I figured we will work on 2 of the, that's where you color the pictures and it's all these different memory things that happens in the Bible. And the nice part is I will tell you, if you are brand new to the Bible, it is good for that, but it can be a little overwhelming. And we have so much, like we really have a gist of what happens in, like at least the history portion of the books of the Bible. You know, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges. We have those kind of down because for the last 5 years in children's church, because me and my husband teach that, we've kind of focused in on all the big things there. And then we know Ruth, 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings. You know, we got that. So I figured it would be a nice way to bring it all in. My youngers can get a kind of picture and we can kind of delve and talk more into it. So we're using the Picture Smart Bible for that. And that's a pretty cool program. So I wrote that up. And then I also did, I don't want to take this long, but it probably will be. I'm so sorry. So I did the same thing for each kid. I'm doing the Matthew C. So I kind of have an idea of like, you know, the goal and intent is to get about 2 lessons a week. But because he's kind of flying through. It's a lot of review. I've already noticed we're flying through pretty quickly. And then we're doing the reading program through Easy Peasy. And so I wrote the days down so I have an idea. I'm going to be using spelling power. See, I didn't really want to make this about. So anyways, I'm just going to skim this. So I did that for everybody. You know, and I'll talk later and I'll get into more detail on that because I don't want to turn that into it. So on family studies for the week, I then typed what I wanted to do. Well, when you go back there, I said we're doing like day 4 through 8. So here's what I did in my Word document. Here's my family studies. I put the date that I'm discussing is week 25. All I did was I went and copied and pasted right out of Easy Peasy. So I have like just the week's worth here. Huge difference. I think this is going to make a big difference versus trying to print it all out, being completely stuck. So that's what I did. And then I did the same thing here for science. I just copied and pasted. I did a little formatting so it looked decent. And that's it. And then at the end, language lessons. And I just wrote out what those lessons were. And then the Bible, what we're covering. So I did that just for our family studies. And then I found these really cool... I found these last night at Walmart, and I think they found like a whole stash of their leftover school stuff they're getting rid of. So these were like 50 cents. They're called like a portfolio. I'm so far forward. And I mean, it's got kind of like 2, so I want to show you what's in there. I color coded the kids kind of by like what used to be their favorite color, because you know that changes. So here's Addie's. I just stuck this to the front because it doesn't sit in there very well. And I have a couple things that we cover. But I figured we'll do Lottie. Alright, so pretty much here's her work for the week. Minus a few things that they need me. But this is her work for the week that she can do. I don't know if I've posted my review on this. This is good. This is so good. You know you have a curriculum shopping issue, addiction, problems, when not only are you like eager to buy your own curriculum, you just decide to purchase curriculum and send it to other people and you don't even tell them. You're like, I really like this. I'm going to send this to you. You might have curriculum shopping issues. Just saying. So, this is the Easy Peasy Reader second level in book form, so you don't have to be on the internet. Loved it. Okay, and then I pulled in, I'm bringing back the Christian Light. I love these Bible programs. I love it. So we're going back to doing like 3 of these a week. So I just kind of put it to the front. So in her book, so there's nothing here. It's right here. So in her book, I have her week. Now I've already changed a few things up. So again, same setup. Her math, these little things are, 4 times a week I want her on extra math. 3 times a week I want her on Khan Academy. Can she do more? Sure. But I want 3 minimum. Then it's like the math UC beta. So I just kind of did a general thing that I can write it in. So she's working on lesson 4 because it's a lot of review. Because we're reviewing. So I'm asking her to do page A, D, and the test. But I won't give her to the test until I've looked at A and D. If she didn't get a perfect score or just like, oh, that was a little brain fart, not a big deal, I'll make her go back and do more. If she gets a perfect score, I'll let her do the test. If she doesn't, then I'm going to hand her more pages to do because that's me getting out of the legalism of my workbooks, letting them be useful as a tool. So I have that set up, and then I wrote what we're covering, so then I know, and I'm not like, what are you doing? Then for her reading, we're doing Explode the Code online, so again, I'm asking 5 times a day, and then here's her Easy Peasy. These are the days I'm requiring her to do. The spelling we don't have in yet, so I don't have that here, but she will do that in a notebook. And then I was going to have her start Grammar 3 for Rod and Staff, and instead I've decided to stick to the complete curriculum, and then here I'm asking her to complete curriculum. So in her notebook here, I have the sheets I initially required for Math UC. That's the first set. That's the first set. Let me get going. I'm in a mood today because I was up early, and I had plenty of coffee. And then I pulled in, it says language arts for the right, so I pulled in the language arts. So these are just the singular pronouns, and I just ripped about 5 pages out. So if I see that she's covering it pretty quick and moving through it quick, I will add more pages in because I can do that. Not that I'm going to overload her. I don't want her, not going to be legalistic. Okay, and then I also pulled out the writing section. So I pulled out the writing section, and then I put notebook paper in there for her Easy Peasy work. The other part too is we're going to be doing a different spelling program, and I got them all new composition spelling books, and I will talk about that later when it all comes in and we're doing it, and I can show you what it looks like instead of what I tend to do. What I keep finding myself coming back to more and more is the complete curriculum. I mean, we are not using it all. I have the Easy Peasy for reading, so I'm not really pulling reading comprehension out of here. But, and you kind of see like you can see the sections where it's missing. Anyway, I keep finding us going back to this. And I don't know. It is great. I mean, I love the math. I like, but we don't use the math. We're using, much of it. And so I'm supplementing, and I like being able to pull out of here. I also like the fact that I'm not feeling like I have to do every sheet in here. I'm just pulling like, oh, we need that. We need this. So we keep coming back to that. But that is the way I have it set up. One of the reasons I have it set up this way, doing all of the Homestead to Homeschool series with Mr. Dirt. Here's the playlist of all the videos we've done so far. We've been going through and we've been discussing the HSLDA issues, the legal issues around the country with homeschooling. And it's showing me, although it's not required, a lot of these parents who have kept really great portfolios and records of their work, there's other issues outside like the school district, sometimes Social Security, whatever, that has come into play that's been a problem. And it's made me realize I need to be more diligent about keeping our stuff together. I mean, I have it. It's just in like boxes and it's just thrown in boxes and it's not in any order. So one of my realizations is when they are done, and that's the other part too, is when they are done, I actually now have a file folder, like I have a little file folder hanging up, and I'm having them put it in there. And at the end of the week, before the beginning of the new week, I'm going to take all of this, I'm just going to paper clip it, like this was our work for the week, and I'm going to stick it in a 3-ring binder and be done. So I can talk more about that if you're interested. And I'm going to do my notes that way. I've seen it so many times on Pinterest. I love how nice and neat it looks. I mean, it was done with like sunlight. I think that's why I wanted sunlight, because I saw that way that they kept the records. So I got it. I don't need it, because that's what I do. Anyway, doing that. So that's what I got going on. That's kind of our school week. I feel like it's a little bit more relaxed in this method. It's not so workbook. It does kind of have tasks like check-offs, because I need a little bit of that. But it's not overcome, you know, it's like 15, 20 minutes here, 15, 20 minutes there. In much more reasonable chunks and not so overwhelming. So that's the first week back into doing school. I hope, let me know if this helps. Oh yeah, let me know if this helps. Share, like, please, please share me. Share me. The other thing too, and I need to do a whole separate video of this, send me an email at justsotrish@gmail.com. I am part of a group that gets a discount for HSLDA. I highly recommend you being a member of HSLDA. And if you email me, I can make you part of that group to get that discount. So it's just a code. It's not like you have to go. It's a code. I'll send you a code and put you in that group. And so you can do the group discount for HSLDA. So I'll hook you up on that. And I'll do a video on that. So anyways, that's our school week coming up. I am trying to do better. I'm not sleeping. I should be sleeping, but I'm not sleeping, if you can't tell. And makeup is too much to stay track of. Anyway. We're not even going there. So, it's just so Trish. I'll talk to you later. Peace out.